Hey, how you doing? Just going to do a short video today. People have been asking if I would run tutorials and asking a bit more about the process that I use, so I thought I'd do a short video and load it up so that anyone that was interested could see. So I have decided that I'm going to do some lobsters. I live next to the sea. I really enjoy prawns and crustaceans, one of the only wild foods that we still have. I have taken images, I've composed them into this A2 format. I have stenciled all the different layers out and left the colour blocks down the bottom to represent the different layers. I think it'll be a nice decorative piece. It's multicolour and obviously it's all handmade and always original. So what I've done is I've built up all my layers, they're all identical, and then I've cut out different apertures on each one. So the base layer, the first coat, will be the entire crustacean, the whole thing, just to lay down a flat colour. And then the next is a pink, and that's almost all of it, just leaving out a few of the darker areas, and we'll see as it moves on the different layers that I've cut out. But the colours will be white, gold, silver, a dark red, a light red, a pink, a brown and a grey. Never really know how it's going to turn out. I normally have 2 or 3 test proofs per edition, and sometimes people like those ones. They're a little bit different. But I decide on what colour ways work for me and ones that I think will be more successful and will look better up on the wall. But sometimes when I put the test proofs out into shops and to stockists, people seem to really like them, and sometimes I might go back and do a slightly changed or a varied edition for that purpose. So I've got my layers, I've cut my stencils, I get my paper out. And most of the time I use a 300 GSM, 300 grams per square meter card, bright white. It doesn't have much of a texture. When the paper is more porous and more open, it has more texture. Some of the spray paints tend to absorb into the paper a little bit too much. And I need to choose my colours, which I haven't done. I probably should have prepared that beforehand. But I know that my first colour is that light red, so I can grab the light red off the shelf. And to avoid the bleed out, I tend to use these screws. They're just quite easy way of just holding the paper down, and it gives it a kind of crisper edge. Put those down. It's going to be a tricky little detail there. It looks like it's going to pop up. So I can lay the screw so that the paint goes underneath the head. And then I find my mask, or one of my masks, get that on and get the extractor on, and we can start to lay down the first colour. And when you're rattling your spray can, you're mixing up all the different varnishes and layers that are in there. I normally have to spray it onto a board first to get that colour out, so it's even and consistent. I want this to be quite a nice flat colour for the base in particular. But some of the later layers I'll feather it on quite lightly. I'll just give it a very light dusting. Depends on the type of texture I'm looking for. Get the screws off. And peel off gently so that it's not affecting any of the paint surface. And there you have the first layer. Need to keep the stencil clean for the next one. And then I obviously need to wait for it to dry, and then I can build up the layers. And what I might do is create a reel, and I'll post that in my feed later on so that you can see the layers building up as we go along. I hope that was interesting. Get in touch if you got any questions. Cheers.